Hey there, welcome back to Traveling with Charisma and Cam, where I teach women just like you how to travel with your kids on a budget and have fun while doing it. Today, I want to take you through a list of my favorite apps. I am going to focus on the top must have apps, and then I'm going to show you some of the apps that are pretty good to have, but you don't have to have them. So make sure you do me a favor, you like this video and you go ahead and subscribe to the page. If you're a returning subscriber, hey, thank you for coming back. All right, and ring the bell for more videos. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the first one I want to start with is Hopper. I like Hopper because it compares dates with the pricing for travel. So you put in where you're traveling from and where you're traveling to. Then you'll see from green to red, lowest to highest, it'll show you the dates that you want to travel. So red is the most expensive, but in green is the least expensive. So if you're flexible, then this is a great app to use. So you go ahead and you put your dates in. You'll get your little bunny that says it's looking for flights. And then they'll tell you whether this is the current lowest price or if prices are expected to go up, if prices are expected to go down. It'll let you know you should book now or you should wait. If you're waiting, then you can easily click on watch this trip. So that is a wonderful thing about Hopper. Okay, so number two is Rome to Rio. So I like Rome to Rio because you can basically put in any starting point and any ending point, and it will tell you how to get there, no matter how cheap or how expensive. So for this one, we're gonna do Punta Cana to Tulum. This probably wouldn't be the smartest idea at $3,000. However, it gives you multiple ways to get there. You fly to Cancun, you take the bus. You fly to Cozumel, you take an air taxi, you take the bus. It tells you which one's recommended versus which one's cheaper. But what I really want you to look at is that it gives you step-by-step instructions from door to door. So it tells you to get in the taxi, go to the airport, get on this flight, fly to Cozumel. When you get to Cozumel, you take a 21-minute walk. It will give you directions on where you're walking to if you click on it on a GPS map. You take a 21-minute walk to the Cozumel airport. Then you take a helicopter to the Cancun airport. And from the Cancun airport, you could take the bus to Tulum. Now, this is very exaggerated. I did a long route so you could see the different ways that it does it. But this is a great app to have. Next one is Skyscanner. I have to say I use this one the most. I like this one because I could put in my starting point, I could put in where I want to go, and I could put in a date, and it'll tell me it'll kind of give me the same thing like Hopper. It'll arrange the flights for me. I could do one way, I could do round trip, or I could do multi trip. Here, it actually will give me the exact prices, whereas Hopper gave me the green to red chart. And sometimes I'll just play around with these dates. I'll change the starting date and the ending date to get the least expensive flight. Now, another wonderful thing about this is that it has this option for you to click on everywhere. So if you don't know where you want to go or you're open to going wherever, you just want to put in certain dates, you can do everywhere. And then you go ahead and click where you want to go under everywhere, United States, and then you click on the state that you want to go to. You can select the month, you can select whatever. So it shows you here the cheapest flights for this place. So we selected Orlando. So you have 119, you have 76, and it shows you which dates you can go for the least expensive flights. Now, you may want to put in things like I only want to stop one time or I want a non-stop flight. However, I do love Skyscanner because it's so flexible to use. My next favorite is Google Translate. I love, love, love Google Translate. It can go from English to any other language. The only language I found that it doesn't do is Creole. However, it does do other languages. I type in what I want to say in English. It tells me what the translation is in Spanish. Right here, I'm offline, but you can press that little button I pressed there to hear it out loud, and it'll actually speak it out loud. But do know that if you're not online and connected to Wi-Fi or data, it won't speak it for you. Now, you can also put in Spanish or French to translate to English. So if you want to have a conversation, you can do that. You also, if you're having a conversation, you can both speak into it. You see where it says conversation. Or you can do that speak to text in the middle where you say what you want to say. And you say, hello, how are you? And it'll convert it and say, hello, how are you in the other language. Also, you can point it how I did here with the camera, do English to Spanish, and it points directly to it and it will translate over. I use this to read my menus all the time. I do Spanish to English and it'll translate all the words into English. Now, be mindful, it doesn't always translate the best 100% of the time, but that's okay. Number five, my currency converter. I have to have this. I need to know what I'm spending in US dollars. I need to know if I'm being ripped off. So basically, you put your number in. This is Colombia. So I put the amount in and then it converts it to US dollars. This is Dominican money, Dominican peso. I put in 54 pesos. It converts it over. 5,000 pesos, $91. And then you can highlight the ones that you use most often. Now, just be mindful that currencies do fluctuate on a day to day basis. This is basically giving you a good estimate. So here I highlighted the ones that, just a couple of currencies that work for me. And this is the estimate that it gives me. 5,000 euros is around $5,000, give or take. Now, these are my honorable mentions. The Airbnb app, you want to make sure you have that if you're doing Airbnb. The Uber app, the Expedia app, Show Around. These are just some of the apps that I have. Culture Trip, I like this one because if I'm going somewhere new, I can just type in the city or the country and it'll show me all these cool things to do there. So I do like Culture Trip for that. So this is another honorable mention, free tour. I like this one because basically I'll type in the city or the country I'm going to and it'll give me all of these different tours. A lot of times these are walk-in tours. Most of them are free. You may have some that's $5 or $10. They're typically tip based. They tell you how long the tour is, when they have the tour, and they also tell you if it's in your language or not. So, be mindful of that. They do guarantee the booking, and there is a cancellation policy, I believe. And they also, if they have a minimum or maximum amount of people for the booking, they will post that as well because sometimes if they don't get a minimum, they may not go. But some places, they're like, if we have one person, then we're doing this tour. So I've had good luck with them as well. All right, so we're back to the main ones. The next one we have is visit a city. I like visit a city because, again, this is one of those things where you type where you're going into the search bar and it just show you all kinds of things to do there. Sometimes they'll pull up some activities that some of the other sites won't pull up. So that's why I also use this one. Then we have Eat With. This is great for solo travelers that don't want to sit alone and eat, but they want to eat with other people. Also, if you want to indulge in the cultural food, you can use this one also. I have not used this one yet. So I cannot give you my take on it, but I can say it is one that I want to use one day. Okay, so now I'm just going to point out some other ones I think you should have. Booking.com, ExpressVPN if you don't have a VPN on your phone. VRBO is another short term rental like Airbnb. TripAdvisor, I like to look at the reviews for my hotels and different things like that. Okay, we're still going down the list. World Packers, for people that like to volunteer, do community work, help out. This is a great site to use. You know, you can make a big impact on the community. I, again, have not used this one yet, but it is something that I do want to use in the future when I get to a place that I really want to be at and I'm going to spend some time at and I feel comfortable. To start doing those type of projects. So that's World Packers. All right, next one we're going to talk about Skiplagged. Skiplagged is good if you are only doing a carry-on bag. This is basically where you book a flight to a destination, you get off on the layover, and you save a lot of money. All right, now secret flying. I like to look at this because you can actually find some very inexpensive flights and vacation packages here. I have not used it yet because it never lines up with my date, but some people swear by this. Also, you can get a subscription to this one as well. So it may be worth it if you could see some of these flight deals before they get out to the public. So that's it. I want to show you this page. I labeled